All right, what's up, guys? Rivals Podcast, episode 5. Connor Drake, Ethan Hurst, Will Lehman. I wanted to start with this really quick. I think I really thought more about the James Franklin firing, and I still think it's just ridiculous. Like, I don't know how you can fire a coach after making it to the semifinal of the playoff. I don't know how realistic it is for Penn State to have a goal of competing for like national championships consistently, and I don't know if there's a coach on the market that can do that. Do you guys want to add anything to that, or if not, we can just move on?
I don't know if you guys saw game day, but Nick Saban was kind of blasting him, in
Yeah,
my opinion, saying that he got
I did see that.
disrespected and stuff, which
Yeah.
I agree. I mean, Drew Allard went down. It's not like he had a starting quarterback. And after he was talking about he built that program up to like where it is now. Like,
Yeah, James Franklin created that standard. Like James Franklin allowed Penn State to want to have a standard of competing for national championships every year,
and they
which is
literally
a
went to a
crazy
playoff
standard.
last year.
Yeah, he went
Like,
to the semifinal.
like
I know he played Boise State and SMU, but I mean,
I mean,
it's still it's a crazy standard to like want to compete for a national championship like consistently, and you think you're not doing that with James Franklin. I don't know. Do you have anything on that, Hurst?
I mean, not really. I thought it was crazy then. I still do. So,
And also, let's talk about like UCLA and Northwestern are also like maybe not
oh,
at like Northwestern's 5-2 right now. I mean,
UCLA.
yeah. No, I'm not saying they're anything great, but they're also not like basement of the Big Ten. So I feel like maybe it wasn't as bad of a loss as people perceived at the time. Can you get behind that or no, at
It'd be
least?
they're below the basement of the SEC. UCLA and
uh,
Northwestern, bro. Come on.
UCLA is not that bad.
Let's put UCLA and Mississippi State on the same field. I would want to see what happens.
Oh, Mississippi's. If it's at Mississippi State, that game's over. Actually, if you're at UCLA, that's dang near a home game, bro. They don't get no fans.
That's a tough environment, bro. It's quiet. It's quiet over at
Like,
UCLA.
I feel like that's worse for the home team. You got no one. You're at your own park.
They're used to playing in that environment though, is the thing.
And what do? Crap
Beat
the
Penn
bed.
State. Beat
Crap
Penn
the
State.
bed. Iowa beat Penn State. That's down
That
bad.
Iowa is good.
Down
Iowa's a
bad.
good football team.
What did Gronkowski have? Like 69 passing yards?
Like 150 rushing yards at least.
That's true. I didn't know he was like that on the rushing.
Yeah, yeah. Was down 11 points. Crazy stat. Iowa was down 11 points in that game midway through the third quarter. We threw the ball twice in the second half and won the game.
That is
Like
actually crazy.
that's insane.
Wow.
Man, that is some boring football to watch. It's
I thought it was great.
brutal.
Personally, I love that's Big Ten football right there.
It's a good defensive matchup,
That's why SEC teams can never beat us.
bro.
Yep. Yep.
That's
Stay quiet.
that's crazy.
Anyway, let's move on here real quick. I want to get Layman, your Packers honestly played pretty bad this week, but they got the win. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, started off slow. I don't know if that had to do with the flight getting delayed 6 hours or what, but offense and defense both started off pretty. Actually, defense started off really good the first few drives, and then Jacoby Brissett started freaking cooking us. He completed 14 straight passes, went down 13-3 on a bad missed coverage right before half. I punched the wall and turned the TV off. But apparently we got like a 61-yard field goal, so that's pretty electric. And that's honestly what won it. But in the second half, Jordan Love turned it up, made the big throws. Big play to Tucker Kraft on that 4th and 2. That was a ballsy play. Love to see the floor going for that, though. Josh Jacobs is finally back to last year's form. Tucker Kraft looked really good, and Micah Parsons with a huge 3-sack day. So we kind of led the defense and got the big stop on the last possession when it mattered. Not a great feeling win if you're a Packers fan, but got the job done. And right now we're the number one seed in the NFC, so can't be complaining too much.
What do you think about this matchup with the Steelers coming up here?
I mean, that's gonna be insane. Rodgers finally facing the Packers. I think I'm a little nervous because our cornerbacks were bad. Keyshawn Nixon and freaking Nate Hobbs were both had a 109 and a 111 passer rating when targeted. And that was Jacoby Brissett. So a little nervous about DK Metcalf in the deep ball, but I think we're gonna pull it out.
Yeah, I was gonna say Jacoby was looking like he kind of carved you guys. But yeah, a good win for the Packers. It's always tough to play out west. That 6-1-1 you were talking about is looking pretty realistic for you guys.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, you guys are still sitting pretty good.
Yeah, if we can have that going into the Eagles game, I'll be feeling good, especially with how the Eagles been playing lately.
Yeah. I'll talk a little bit about the Bears here. Good win for them playing the Saints. Defense again did their thing. Good to see Montez Sweat finally, I mean, do something effective, to be honest. He was kind of a non-factor the first few games, but he had the forced fumble on the first drive, on the Saints' first drive, so that was good. Offense obviously needs to capitalize. That was definitely Caleb Williams' worst game of the season. Felt like we really couldn't get the passing game going, but honestly, that is like if something were to be struggling and like needed to get corrected for the Bears, like I'm least worried about that. I don't think that we're gonna have an issue like figuring out how to throw the ball, especially with how this run game is right now. DeAndre Swift looking great. And I mean Kyle Monangai, I knew Kyle Monangai was gonna be great. I'm a Big Ten guy, but now I'm finally glad that like everyone is seeing that he's a great NFL back. He was a great add in the seventh round. This offensive line is playing phenomenal after the bye week. Just looks like a completely different team in the run game. And we can use that to establish the passing game with play action and stuff. And with how talented Caleb Williams is and our weapons are, I think we're going to have no problem doing that. And defense just continues to force turnovers. Pass rush was the biggest concern after our last game. And I think once we get Jaquan Brisker and Kyler Gordon involved in that, like we did this week, it helps a lot more. And if Montez Sweat steps up a little bit, run defense looks good. Tremaine Edmonds is getting involved a lot. And I think having Kyler Gordon back really helps us. So good win for the Bears. Saints are a little bit better than people give them credit for. Their defense isn't awful. I think Rattler's got a lot of potential. Um, and they got a good young core over there with like Olave. But yeah, Bears are sitting in 4-2, going to Baltimore next week. I don't know if you guys have any thoughts on that game. I'll give mine really quick. I mean, we don't really know what kind of Ravens team is going to run out there. Sounds like Lamar may or may not be healthy. He was still out yesterday. So I kind of like the Bears a little bit in that game, but what do you guys think?
I got the
I
Go
like
ahead.
Bears
the
for sure.
Ravens.
You got the Ravens first?
Yeah, I like the Ravens a lot.
Is that with Lamar or without Lamar?
Um, with Lamar, what is he leaning towards, like playing or not?
See, the thing is, I
Not
don't
really
think you
much
can.
info.
Don't the Ravens have a bye after the Bears? Like, isn't it Bears then bye week?
Yeah, but they cannot be 1-6 going into the bye if they have any chance of making the wild card.
Right, but Lamar, the thing is, you with Lamar Jackson, like a player like him, you really cannot rush him back, especially with a hamstring. I mean, if he's not like what percentage would you feel comfortable if you were Harbaugh? Like, what percentage would he have to be for you to play him like healthy?
Like 70.
Dude, I feel like it's got to be at least like 85, 90 with a hamstring. Like you
I
can
mean,
re-injure that so easily.
we're
And like
one in
he's
five right now though. Like you got like and your defense is playing like so poorly. And Chicago's defense is playing so good. Like this is like a if Lamar doesn't play, this should be a blowout by the Bears. Because Cooper Rush isn't doing anything. He has like zero touchdowns and four picks on the year. So the Bears should light them up. And the Ravens defense has been so bad, especially on the pass game, that Caleb Williams could finally maybe get into a groove,
I agree.
in my opinion. And like I said, they're sitting at 1-5. I'm trying to look at their schedule. Because they're not gonna have an easy schedule because they're in the I mean they still have the Steelers. Let's see. Yeah, they got Bears, Dolphins, Vikings, Browns, Jets coming up. Like you need to win all the like
Yeah, I mean they got to
there's a chance that they go 5-0 in the next 5 games if they have Lamar. And that puts them right back at 6-5. Like those are five terrible teams. Or well, the Bears looked good, but
yeah, but with a guy like with a dual threat guy like Lamar, I really feel like he's got to be so close to healthy for you to like bring him back. And I don't know if he's going to get there before Sunday. That's my take. That's why and I feel like the Bears defense just forces so many turnovers. Like we know Derrick Henry's had some fumble issues earlier in the season. That's my take on it. we got to move on a little bit. Hurst, Cougs win the Holy War. They're sitting undefeated, and they're at number 11 in the country. Just missed the top 10. Give me your thoughts.
Yeah, that was a great game. Um, I think the main takeaway was that the defense was great that game. I think one thing to note was that Utah was like 1 in 5 on fourth downs that game. Um, and like their previous 6 games, they were 8 and 10. They were 8 for 10. And Utah, I think they have one of the top defenses in the Big 12. Um, and I'm still very impressed with Bear Bachmeier and his dual threat ability, especially as a freshman. Then LJ Martin as well. It's like top 5 in the nation right now for rushing yards. Um, so, I think BYU knows their identity, and that's the run game, um, and a lot of play action between those two. You're really not going to see a lot of big plays through the air with this team. Um, what else did I want to say? But I think the most impressive part of this team right now is the defense for sure. Um, yes, you got like all eyes are on Bear Bachmeier right now, 7-0, ranked 11 in the country, true freshman, winning Big 12 freshman of the week every single week. Um, but I think the defense is, you know, the part of this team that's winning them the games. Um, I think most of the points that teams score are off offensive turnovers or garbage time points. Um, yeah, I mean, it was a good game, and I want to. One of the most annoying parts about winning a game like that, like against your rival, is just like the amount of stuff you see on social media after the game. I don't know if you guys can relate, just from like the opposing fan base. Like all I see when I go on Twitter is screenshots of like holds that BYU had against Utah. And it's like it goes both ways. I mean, all you have to do is watch the game, and I think BYU was clearly the better team on Saturday. So that was kind of my
Yeah.
takeaway. And Utah's little bro now. So
Yeah. I mean,
BYU's
after
big
the
bro.
Commander, yep. After the Commanders game, bro, I mean, all my feed was just Commanders, like Twitter is just Bears Super Bowl. We gave you guys the game, like that kind of stuff.
Which is
Yeah.
But
low key
yeah,
valid. But
no. But yeah, no, I'm glad to see the Cougs doing well. I mean, they're at the top of the Big 12. Tell me what you think about this game against Iowa State this weekend. I saw ISU's favored by 3.5. I've seen, especially early in the season when they were doing really well, I watched a lot of Iowa State. I mean, Beck is a very underrated quarterback, and then they got a good tandem of backs with Hanson and Samu, and then they got those tight ends. They really like to use those tight ends with Brahmer and all those guys. And then they got some good guys on defense, Dominic Orange and Caleb Bacon. So just tell me what you think about that matchup. And I know you're going, right, Hurst?
Yeah. Yeah. Um, I really haven't looked a whole lot into Iowa State and their roster and stuff, but I did see that they were favored again by like 2.5 or 3.5 or whatever. Um, which like I think that's kind of crazy, but like I don't mind it. I feel like BYU plays better when they're underdogs. Um, it was the same last week too, which is weird. Like Utah was favored. I think the line was like 4.5 or 5.5, which was kind of crazy to me. And it's like, I don't know, like why are we even ranked 11 right now? And I don't know. I'm not saying Iowa State's still a good team and it's going to be a tough game, but I don't know. BYU just keeps being underdogs. So I'll have to look more into Iowa State. But yeah, I'm going to that game and I'm excited to go. So
Yeah, it's a tough place to play, Jack Trice for sure. But yeah, it'll be a good game this weekend. Layman, let's get to your Vols here. I know that result was not what you wanted exactly. Tell me a little bit about it.
Yeah, I'm just glad I didn't go to that game. I almost went. I'm a disaster. But you know, we have a chance to we have a chance to make it close going to halftime with that pick six, 16-point swing, which is pretty much the momentum shifter. After that, we never really got it back. We got a three and out first drive out of half and then scored. But then after that, it was a disaster after that. Missed throws by Joey, bad defense, giving up big plays. I mean, the amount of third and tens, third and elevens we gave up was just unreal. It feels like everything possible that could have went wrong that game went wrong. But now, I mean, that's gonna make it harder for the rest of the season. We got to win that Oklahoma. Or we got to beat Oklahoma. Got to beat Florida. Got to beat Vanderbilt. Those are three big games left, and then in there, we can't pull a stupid move and lose to Kentucky at their place next week, which is never an I mean they're not good, but that's still no game is an easy game. So it just puts more pressure on the team as a whole. Definitely cannot afford to lose another game if we want to still make the playoffs.
Yeah, I feel like maybe if that Bama game, like if you guys had lost by like three or by seven, then I feel like you guys would have an argument with three losses.
Yeah.
But I feel like you guys have to win out
Oh yeah, no, we
now.
got blown out. That was terrible. That
Yeah, not
was
not really not really watching Tennessee football and just mostly score watching. One of my questions would be like, what's your take on this defense? It seems like and I
yeah.
know a lot of SEC games have been high scoring this year.
The pass coverage has been atrocious, and like obviously McCoy's been out with the ACL tear, and our second string cornerback's out too, so we're playing on backups. But like even then, like every tight end, I promise, just put a tight end out there and he'll find an opening in the zone every time. Our zone coverage has been awful. Like it's actually so bad. And then I mean, we're getting a lot of sacks. We're like leading the SEC in sacks. Like we got a good front, but they're not applying enough pressure. Like on the pad. Like they're really good on the rush and like they can get sacks, but it's so inconsistent. Like it seems like the quarterback has like 10 seconds like every other possession, but then like the other ones are sacks. So and then we get cooked on the run game. We've been giving up like 200 yards a game rushing. So the defense just been shambles like all around, to be honest.
You know what I'd love
Hopefully,
to see?
hopefully McCoy will
Oh,
be back soon.
yeah. What I would love to see is a Tennessee Vanderbilt play-in game on Thanksgiving weekend.
Yeah, I mean that's what it's coming down to right now. As
Yeah,
long as we
that'd be
take care of business, which I mean Vanderbilt's good, but it's at Tennessee, so I'm feeling pretty good.
yeah,
Like we saw what happened when they went to or when Bama played them at Bama. I mean they handed it to them.
yeah, for sure. All right, I'll talk a little bit about Iowa now. Obviously a tight win for them. I feel like I don't talk about the negatives enough on this, so I'm going to talk about some negatives first. I mean, Drew Stevens, I'm probably like one more bad miss away from supporting. Let's see who else we have. It's been a full season problem at this point, and he's had a great career here, but we got to get it fixed because we've got a pivotal stretch of games coming up. Hopefully, the thought process in Iowa City is hopefully we get this Minnesota game, and then our games against we got the bye week, and then Oregon and USC are pretty much going to determine how a lot of people look at our season. So we got to get a lot of stuff cleaned up before we get to those two games that obviously focus on Minnesota. And then um we had that blocked field goal before half. It looked like I watched it back. It looked like Peeper just got beat off the ball. Very unfortunate. I don't mind the decision, just trying to let Stevens kick like a 66-yard field goal, just test his leg. It felt like that was worst case scenario, that it was blocked and returned for a touchdown, and then we went down 14-10 at half instead of being up 10-7. Um, so it actually felt like we played a lot better than the score resembled. Like it felt like we probably should have won that game by more. We had the missed field goal, then the blocked field goal. And then another thing I didn't like is we scored um later in the third quarter, made the game 16-21, and then we went for two, which I didn't like. I just feel like it's too early to do that. But obviously some positives. The big story is this run game. Great game from the offensive line. I mean, Kamari Moulton is one of the best backs in the Big Ten. He's got to be getting more carries going forward. He's got to get, I know we got a really talented running back room, but he's got to get a way bigger share of the carries. And Mark Gronowski, What a great game from him. Iowa finally has a reliable quarterback. Mark Gronowski was not brought to Iowa to start airing the ball out over the field and turn this offense into air raid. He was brought to Iowa to really perfect this offense and run it effectively. So that's what I like about him. And that's why I think this team can go really far. And then defense looked great. Had a little trouble stopping the run. Katron Allen and Penn State still have a really good run game. I thought their quarterback Grunkmeyer looked pretty good overall. Had a pretty good day. Um, we did get a pick. TJ Hall kind of broke it up, and then Xavier Wampa had the pick. Xavier Wampa got Big Ten Defensive Player of the Week, 7 solo tackles, 1 forced fumble, 1 pick. That game shows why he should be rising up draft boards. He's got linebacker physicality and safety speed. Kind of reminds me of Devon Witherspoon from Illinois. I know he's a corner, but kind of similar there. Um, Similar play styles. And yeah, TJ Hall should be rising up draft boards too. He looks like an NFL guy. He's got to get his first pick soon. But yeah, overall, we won the game, stole one at Kinnick. We're sitting at 5-2, and we still have a shot to make the college football playoffs. I'll say it. I mean, like I said, it really depends on how these Oregon and USC games go. I feel like we're way better than Nebraska right now, but we all know that that's always a close game. But I think people in Iowa City, it's almost like they're so like cautious that they're almost like scared to say that we might have a really good football team. Um, so I don't think the pass game's a concern. I think we have good receivers and Mark can throw the ball when needed. I think we got to just live off this run game and it looks great. I think we might have one of the best O lines in the country. So yeah. How much time we got now?
Probably like 18 minutes, I think.
Doesn't really.
All right. We're
16, we got
sitting
16.
we're sitting good here. We got a lot of time. So this is what I want to do now. I want to obviously this NFL season's been a little unpredictable. We've got, you know, some team beats a team and then they get beat the next week and it's just chaos. So I just kind of want to go through and get your guys' opinions on each of these teams. So let's just start with the Patriots. Like, just give me something real short. Like, what do you think about the New England Patriots?
Go ahead, Hurst.
I don't really have anything. You go ahead.
Uh,
Let's chill.
I think they're kind of an interesting team. Drake May's balling. He's looked really good, Pat. Like he's looked really good passing. He actually, I think he looks like the best quarterback from that class this year, right as of right now. Like that dude can throw the ball. What's his name? Bourne. I'm blanking.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he's looked good. Hunter Henry's been a reliable red zone option. I mean, I feel like the Patriots always like, Bill Belichick area always had that defense. I feel like this team has a solid defense, especially in the secondary. So I think they actually could give the Bills a shot because the Bills have looked really bad the last 2 weeks. Hopefully they can come off the buy-in. The Bills can come off the buy-in, like fix some stuff up. I think the Patriots are an interesting one. I think they'll sneak into the playoffs for sure.
Yeah, my gut kind of says I think it will be interesting between the Patriots and the Bills. My gut just kind of says the Bills will squeak it out. But yeah, I think the Patriots look. I know the only time I saw them live was that Sunday night football game
Yeah.
against the Bills, and I thought they looked extremely disciplined, especially defensively. They just looked very sound in everything they were doing. And yeah, Drake May looks is playing great right now. And this team, I think they look like a playoff team in the AFC.
Mike Vrabel's a good coach. Like
Yeah.
I feel like he's kind of more of a defensive minded coach, which is good for the Patriots. But I don't know. The one concern for me is the run game because I thought Trayvon Henderson was going to be a lot bigger, like production wise, and Ramondre Stevenson. I just don't. I can't really get behind him. He has a fumbling problem, I think, and some efficiency issues. But I guess with Drake May passing like he is. Oh, and I forgot about Stephon Diggs. He's looking good this year too. Like those receivers are just looking solid.
Yeah. So are we in agreement? This is a playoff team, Layman?
We're in agreement. I do agree with you too that the Bills are going to take it, though. I think they're a wild card team,
Yeah.
but don't sleep on
To,
them.
for me, the Bills and the Eagles are kind of like on the same level of like they don't look great right now, but I feel like they're probably gonna figure it out. The Eagles are probably a little less on that level than the Bills are. Do you agree with that take?
Slumping offenses with bad defenses.
Yeah.
That's I think that sums it up. Like they got all the offensive talent. They just gotta start clicking. And then the defense is just they gotta figure out both teams gotta figure out their defense. Their defense. I mean, Like we were talking about how we picked them up in fantasy, their defenses at the beginning of the year, and like they've just been atrocious.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. All right, the next team I wanted to kind of go on. We don't have to talk a ton about this team. I mean, Steelers. Are we in agreement that this is probably just going to be your typical like 9-8 first round exit Steelers team?
After last week's defensive meltdown, yeah. I mean Rodgers is playing really good. Like that dude is not washed, but their defense like come on. Scoring 32 points and losing, like come on. We gotta win those games. Especially as the Steelers, like you got like the highest defensive payroll in the league. Like you got TJ Watt, Jalen Ramsey, like Hayward, like you got all these guys. You should not be giving up 32 points to Joe Flacco.
Yeah, I agree with you. Hurst, do you have a take on that?
I agree with that, honestly. Um, how's TJ Watt even doing? Like, I haven't really watched much of the Steelers this year.
I mean,
Me neither.
he's still putting the pressure on. I feel like the sacks aren't up there like they usually are. I mean, he had a big pick a few games ago, I think. I think he's been the average TJ Watt. I mean, it's probably not been one of his best years, but no, he's still, let's see. Yeah, he has 4 sacks, pick.
How you just
What do
get
you,
that
what
up so fast?
What?
You got the stats like on hand right now? No. Okay. Anyways,
I mean, they have a weak division though, so I mean, they're not losing two to the Bengals. They kind of own the Ravens, and then I think they beat the Browns the second time they play. I don't know. It'll be interesting this week versus the Packers.
yeah. Yeah, okay. Sounds like we're all kind of in agreement on what the Steelers are. What about the Colts? What do you guys think? Is this Colts? I kind of trust Jonathan Taylor and what they're doing right now. I think what they've put on the field has been really positive. I know they haven't played like top tier competition, but I trust them. I don't know. Like, would you guys say that the Colts are like the second best team in the AFC right now, or do you think we need to like pump the brakes on that?
No, I agree. Going into the game versus the Chargers, I was like, all right, they're finally playing like I feel like the best team to play was the Broncos, who have been struggling. So I was kind of like going in the Chargers. I thought the Chargers were gonna beat them in LA, and then they come out there and just curb stomp them. I mean, their offense is moving. They got so many good pieces. Pittman's looked good. Warren's been showing why he should have been drafted over Loveland. Uh, JT's been like he's been like putting up MVP numbers at running back. And then Daniel Jones, he's just been doing what he needs to win, using his legs, making the check down passes. And I mean their defense, kind of like the Bears, they get a lot of turnovers. Like very turnover heavy. And they score on the turnovers too. It's crazy.
Yeah, I agree with that, Layman. Their defense looks great. I mean, I know I already mentioned Jonathan Taylor, but seeing Jonathan Taylor have a good season is like nostalgic for me because I remember when he was at Wisconsin, and I'm like a Big Ten guy, so I just love seeing him do well. Hurst, do you have anything to add?
no, I mean, I've actually watched a few Colts games this year and they just look really good. I mean, they look pretty complete and Danny Jones is having a good year. Obviously, Jonathan Taylor's having an insane year, so I think they're a good team.
All right, quickly, just I want to get your guys like just seven playoff teams from the AFC. I can go first. I'm gonna say like New England, Buffalo, Pittsburgh, Indy, and then the three teams from the West, I think will be there, Denver, Chargers, and the Chiefs. I think the Chargers will turn it up later in the season. Go ahead, Layman, and then Hurst will get yours.
All right, I got 3 teams from the West. I got Chiefs, Broncos, Chargers for sure. I guess I got Pats and Bills. I got the Colts hanging on in that division, and I have the Steelers.
All right, perfect. Same field.
Yeah,
Hurst, you gonna challenge that?
Hmm. I got the Colts, Patriots, Broncos, kind of just listing AFC teams.
Yeah, that's
Going
chill.
by division. Colts, Patriots, Broncos, Chiefs. I think the Jags will make it. Um, Steelers. How many is that? Six?
Yeah.
Hmm, who else? And the Bills. Sorry,
Yeah.
gotta.
I like the Jags take because I mean they do have the tiebreaker over the Chiefs and they're a game up right now,
Yeah,
which that'll be an interesting storyline, especially since I mean if the Broncos and Chargers can hold on to the first and second spots.
Oh yeah, they're probably my Jaguars are probably my first team out right now. Something just tells me that those AFC West teams are gonna just edge them out a little bit.
I think the
Let's.
Ravens too still like I still have like slight hope. Or not
I
hope, I
just
guess
feel like
but like they have like five, they could easily be 6-5 like 5 weeks from now. Like they so easily could. Like it's such a big hole, but like their remaining schedule is not good. Like
what do you think, Hurst? What do you think of the Ravens?
I don't know. I just wouldn't count them out.
I don't know. I do. I think they'll make the playoffs. I don't think so, to be honest with you.
Their hardest remaining game is the Packers and then the Steelers. And then other than
Bro,
that,
they
yeah,
still gotta play the whole North, bro. They gotta well, except the Lions, they still gotta play the Bears, the Packers, and the Vikings. Like that's not easy. Like I know the Vikings haven't looked great, but that's
Vikings
not
been
an easy.
horrible. Yeah, Vikings. Yeah, that's yeah. No, that's like I said, Packers and Steelers are like their two toughest games remaining, I think. And then other than that, I don't
I
know.
don't have faith. 1-5 is just tough, and with all their injury issues, and I'm out on them personally. But maybe I'll get proven wrong.
Oh yeah, no, I don't think they're going to. I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't count them out. Yeah, if they lose this week to the Bears, it's over. Like,
Would you agree with that, Hurst? If they lose this week, it's over.
1-6 going into the bye. Yeah,
yeah, I mean, you have to win
that's
out pretty
tough.
much. Like, you're gonna need at least 10 wins.
Yeah,
I don't think we're gonna see a 9-8 team.
we got time to do NFC. Oh wait, go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, we got time for NFC.
I don't know. I was just gonna say Lamar chokes a lot.
That's true.
It does feel like they can't really win a close game
Yeah,
here as of recent. Yeah, let's just start with the seven teams of the NFC. I can go first.
Yeah,
NFC is a little tougher, I feel like, to piece out. This is kind of my hot take. I feel like San Francisco's not going to be there personally. I feel like it'll be like Seattle, LA, Tampa. So that's how many I got? Three. And then yeah, screw it. I'll take the three North teams, Green Bay, Detroit, Chicago, and then Philly. That's my seven.
yeah, I got the
Go ahead.
Packers, number one seed right now. I actually do have the Niners. They have games against the Titans, the Browns, and they play the Panthers at home. And we know the Panthers are bad on the road, so I think they still get in. Eagles and Bucks, obviously. I think I think the Lions still get in, and I think I got Seahawks and Rams. I got three West teams: Seahawks, Rams, Niners. That division's looking good. On the bubble, Cowboys, Bears, and sleeper pick would probably be the Panthers, unless Bryce Young's injury keeps him out more than this week.
yeah. I have the same exact thing. So pretty much Niners instead of Bears is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, yeah, it is tough. Yeah, that's going to be tough. So we're all in agreement, though, that Dallas and Washington and New York are not going to be there, nor will Carolina or Atlanta.
I think the Cowboys are close. Like that
I
offense is humming. That offense is dirty.
Yeah, I just don't think that defense can hold, though.
That's the problem.
That's
But
kind of
like
my take
that
on them.
division's so weak though this year, it seems like. Like
Uh,
I just I feel like they
yeah,
could
but
like
it's.
almost sneak it from the Eagles somehow. It just like the Eagles like that was a close game at the end with the Vikings. Like they almost sold that.
I mean, I don't think the Eagles are
I don't think
what
they're
they were last year, but
no.
I don't think Dallas can. I don't know if Dallas can catch them. I don't know if anyone in that like just because you like I feel like just because you don't trust the Eagles or like just because I don't trust the Eagles doesn't mean I trust like any of the other three teams to
Yeah.
pass them. That's my take.
I think it's a bad division. I think it's a bad division this year, playoff wise.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
really bad defensive division.
So are we thinking maybe that? I mean, Bears Niners play week 17 Sunday Night Football. Could that be a big
That'll
game?
be a big game. That'll be a big
You
game.
agree with that, Hurst?
Yeah. Where's it at?
It's in San Francisco.
That's
That
not
yeah, that
good for you.
yeah, that will be a big that I bet that will be a big game in deciding which of those two teams. But we're all out on Carolina. I really want to put Carolina in
No,
there. I just
I'm
don't.
in on Carolina, bro. I said they're my sleeper.
But are they in your field?
No, they're like 8 or 9.
Yeah, I'd agree. They're like right outside the field for me. They're it's like them, Dallas, and Washington that are just gonna be like right outside.
My problem with the Bears is like I don't think their schedule has not been great to start off the year, in my
That's true.
opinion.
And I mean, we were 4-2 last
And you
year,
were
and
4-2 last year, and to end the season, you got the Lions, the Niners, the Packers twice, like the Eagles, the Steelers, and the Vikings at the Vikings, who you already lost to this year once. Like
you don't think we're
that's
beating Minnesota the second time around?
it's at Minnesota.
I think we're beating Minnesota the second time.
It'll be
I don't.
interesting. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, but yeah, but no, our schedule does get very hard down the stretch, and we got some teams like you never know if the Bengals could turn up when we go at Cincinnati, and we don't know what's going to happen this weekend in Baltimore, where like Baltimore's favored by 6.5, and then we have like New York, like they could. I mean, I'm not saying we're not going to lose to New York. That might very well happen. I just have faith. I feel like our style of play with this run game might be pretty sustainable, and if our defense can keep forcing turnovers and just keep getting better every week, I just feel like Ben Johnson's going to take us there. Maybe I'm a little too optimistic.
1 minute.
1 minute
Yeah,
left.
yeah.
Oh, we're not even going to get to pick them.
No, we'll have to
We'll just
post
drop it. We'll
that.
just drop it. We'll drop it on the Instagram. Follow
Yeah.
at Rivals Pod to see our pick'ems for this week. Good week, guys. Good talk. We'll see you guys next week for episode 6.